scurrilous attempt at shielding the rioters of Sambhal. Opposition political parties led by the Samajwadi Party, the Congress and other India bloc parties and their supporters, ideological supporters, have been accusing the Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh, the Uttar Pradesh police, of shooting and allegedly murdering, not my words, the words of these individuals, Muslim community members that had gathered to protest the court-ordered survey upon the Jama Masjid in Sambhal. In fact, the Hindu side lawyer Vishnu Shankar Jain, who had been ordered by the court to accompany the survey team, was singled out and blamed by the Samajwadi Party Supremo Akhilesh Yadav, MIM chief Owaisi, for inciting violence by chanting Jai Shri Ram slogans and firing other communally loaded provocations when he was entering the complex of the masjid where the survey was to take place. The Samajwadi Party has even accused him of entering the mosque premises with a posse. Yes, viewers, a posse of BJP leaders. Now video evidence, and you can see it on your screens, viewers, gathered by your channel shows that it was the violent mob that came prepared for mayhem. Visuals of Muslim community members donning masks, throwing stones, pelting stones, firing at the police with lethal force have emerged that totally blow the lid off the attempt to shield the rioters and normalize the imposition of an extrajudicial Islamist veto power on the court's orders. Look at, viewers, the visuals on the right of your screens. What do you see? You see a circle and now a square box in which a man masked, wearing a scarf around his face, holding up a weapon and shooting at the police. Viewers, this is one of many such videos captured by drone camera, released today, viewers, accessed by your channel exclusively, that shows that it was actually this mob, this agitated mob and packed with radicals that opened fire on the police. No wonder the police, as I showed you a couple of days ago, was exhorting the crowd not to get agitated, not to throw stones, and most importantly, not to fire their weapons. Now it all comes together, viewers. The footage also shows that far from inciting anyone, Vishnu Shankar Jain went inside the mosque complex in total silence. Those are the pictures on your left. He's entering through a police barricade. There is a huge amount of security. And when you boost the NAT on these pictures, there's not one slogan heard. No BJP leaders accompanied him, and that security was tight. In fact, the video also shows that the mobs that gathered there arrived only after the survey team went inside the masjid. So what does the video show, viewers? The protesters had planned meticulously to trigger violence. Point one, protesters illegally carried lethal weapons to attack the police. 2. 3. Objective was to hinder the implementation of a court order. And 4. The police firing wasn't unprovoked but in self-defense. Viewers, net, this is what this footage tells us. The visuals totally belie claims made by the opposition leaders. Now listen to what they have been saying to paint a totally one-sided narrative and corner the NDA, insinuating that it is committing atrocities on Muslims. And viewers, these baseless allegations have created now a massive chasm in Muslim minds against their Hindu brethren in Sambhal and surrounding areas. Not to mention others who have been hearing these leaders talk about how the NDA is hell-bent in reducing Muslims to second-class status. This is what Akhilesh Yadav says. Those who died in Sambhal were because of police firing. One-sided narrative, viewers. Let's look at the others. Doctors were pressurized to forge post-mortem report. The post-mortem showed, viewers, that some of these rioters had actually been killed because of injuries sustained after wounds from locally procured kattas or desi Indian weapons. The police doesn't go around, viewers, carrying desi kattas as they call them, or desi weapons. That is not issued to the police. And of course, a large number of police personnel have also been severely injured, some with gunshot wounds. Were they shooting themselves, viewers? No. Then there's Asaduddin Owaisi, strongly condemned firing by Uttar Pradesh police. Viewers, he goes on to say there should be an impartial investigation of this incident. Action should be taken against the officers who are responsible. Viewers, both of them have even gone on to accuse Vishnu Jain. Akhilesh Yadav has come out and said, in fact, that in the name of conducting a survey, Vishnu Jain, the BJP, the Yogi police triggered communal violence. The Supreme Court should act. Those are the pictures, viewers. You tell me who's firing and who's filing in self-defense. Asaduddin Owaisi also talks about Vishnu Shankar Jain. He says first the police did not inform the local peace community and the committee that could have actually told all these people to back off. The police is not honor-bound, viewers, when it's implementing a court order to go around knocking on every door and say, please stay inside your homes. Let the court have its moment. Then he goes on to say, Asaduddin Owaisi goes on to say, survey team was escorted by Jain and they were all chanting these provocative religious slogans that incited the Muslims, and then they started pelting stones. Viewers, we also have visuals of Vishnu Shankar Jain exiting that masjid, and he has had to go with police escort because people are throwing stones. There is firing going on. There's absolute mayhem, and that happened 3.5 to 4 hours after the survey. The administration has today duly put up posters calling upon the public to identify rioters and reveal their whereabouts to the law enforcement agencies of the state. But before that, listen in to some of these reactions from the likes of Akhilesh Yadav and others.
और जितने लोगों की भी जान गई है, सब पुलिस की गोली से जान गई है। कौन नहीं जानता इस सरकार में पोस्टमार्टम के समय क्या नहीं हो जाता है। यहाँ पर यह भी है कि पोस्टमार्टम में दबाव बना करके डॉक्टर्स पर रिपोर्ट बदलवाई जाती हैं, तो प्रशासन क्या नहीं कर सकता है। और फिर ये जो लोग अधिकारीगण हैं, इनका जरा बैकग्राउंड देखिए, आप कौन लोग हैं अधिकारी। आप इनका बैकग्राउंड जब देखेंगे तो आप पता करेंगे कि ये पूरा कठपुतली बनकर के सरकार का काम कर रहे हैं। वो न्याय नहीं दे रहे हैं, वो अन्याय कर रहे हैं।
तो ये जो फायरिंग हुई है, ये फायरिंग नहीं है, मर्डर है। और जो भी ऑफिसर्स इन्वॉल्व है उनको सस्पेंड करना चाहिए और एक सिटिंग हाई कोर्ट जज से उसकी इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए। ये सरासर गलत है, जुल्म हो रहा है वहां पर। तो
इसकी जांच सिटिंग हाई कोर्ट के जज से होनी चाहिए, हमारी मांग है। और जो इसमें अधिकारी दोषी हैं, चाहे के विश्नोई जो पुलिस अधीक्षक संभल है या सीओ अनुज चौधरी है, उनके खिलाफ हत्या का मुकदमा दर्ज होना चाहिए। सीधे गोली स्टेट फायरिंग कर रहे हैं और वो जेल की सलाखों के पीछे होनी चाहिए, हमारी मांग है।
Murder charges, they were not firing, they were murdering. Viewers, police are behaving like criminals. They should be investigated. Supreme Court, High Court, everyone should set up judicial inquiries into the police action, but people should spare all this other bunch of rioters. Viewers, let's open this up. Let's bring in Vishnu Shankar Jain. Juhi Singh of the Samajwadi Party is here with us. BJP national spokesperson also there with us. You can see here Mr. Tripathi, Vivek Srivastava of the left. But let me first begin with the petitioner who has been accused by the Samajwadi Party of actually being one of those who incited the riots and the violence. Now, Juhi Singh, look how the lies are crumbling around your narrative, Juhi Singh. Those are the pictures. Vishnu Shankar Jain went there. Not one slogan is being shouted. Your leader misrepresented facts by putting out visuals from 11 o'clock in the morning, saying that look at Vishnu Shankar Jain, he's inciting. By then, the situation was, no, I'm asking you. This man today has a target painted on his back. He's getting death threats.
Let me speak.
He's getting death threats. And I'm asking you, ma'am, is this responsible to make a charge incite mob violence against Vishnu Shankar Jain, an officer of the law?
Rahul, is what you are saying responsible? Your own words really contradict and reveal your lies. I mean, you are saying that there were drone cameras, but the police did not know that these certain people whom you have said have yet to be identified. They have put on posters, you have put a religious mark on them. The police, of course, is so innocent. They did not know this was a sensitive matter. The survey was going to be conducted. They did not want to control. And Mr. Vishnu Jain was, of course, dreaming that he should carry on this. He revealed on an interview. So, of course, the administration is responsible. The administration has a
Juhi Singh, I am not talking. No, hang on. There are three insinuations that you have made. Your bosses have made.
Words,
no, one second. No, my words.
Your words.
Don't put your words into my mouth. Hang on, Juhi Singh, I've been very clear. My entire script is here. I can reread the script to you. One second, Juhi Singh, you have said, your boss has said.
Please read it.
One second, I'll read it.
Yes, I have said.
There has been a scurrilous attempt.
No,
one second. Let me read my words. Now, you asked me to read my words. I'll read my words, but don't accuse me of lies and misrepresenting anything. Just one second.
Please do so.
Let me.
Go ahead.
There has been a scurrilous. These are my words, viewers. There has been a scurrilous attempt at shielding the rioters of Sambhal. Yes. Opposition political parties led by the Samajwadi Party and Congress have been accusing the Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh, the UP police of shooting and allegedly murdering Muslim community members. 1 minute. That had gathered to protest the court-ordered survey upon the Jama Masjid. In fact, the Hindu lawyer Vishnu Shankar Jain, who has been ordered by the court to accompany the survey team, was singled out and blamed by SP Supremo Akhilesh Yadav, MIM Chief Owaisi, for inciting violence by chanting Jai Shri Ram slogans. This is what I have said, and I have quoted your bosses. I played out each one of them.
Rahul, you said a lot more.
How did I say a lot more?
Rahul, don't try to
Video evidence gathered by your channel shows that it was a violent mob that came prepared for mayhem. Visuals of Muslim community members donning mass firing at the police with lethal force have emerged that totally blow the lid of the attempt to shield the rioters and normalize the imposition of extrajudicial Islamist veto on the court's orders.
Maintain the law and order.
Here
they
it
did
is.
not know. They just unclean Mr. Jain, and that is what they were
Now,
supposed
viewers,
to do, right?
the accusation you have heard, these didn't come out of my mouth. I'll play them again. Let's play the bite of. Let's play 1 second.
You've been called out on this debate, Rahul. At least I expected an impartial debate from you.
Impartial
Please
debate?
go ahead.
When the facts are glaring back at you, you are the people who have accused the UP police of murder? On what basis are you accusing them of murder? There is a person on the right of your screen who is a protester who is shooting at the police. No, I'm asking you, what about that? What about that individual to the right of your screens?
Inefficient police force who did not know.
Right.
Yeah, what about him?
Viewers, this is the logic here. 1 second. Yes. Miss Singh, let's not be.
Logic. These are facts, Mr. Shankar.
Okay. Viewers, listen to the logic here. Listen to the logic here. The rioters are allowed to prance around with weapons, throw stones, shoot at the police. If the police acts in self-defense, they become murderers, they become clueless. Agents provocateurs. This is the logic, viewers. Okay. This is what vote bank does to politicians today. Anyhow, Vishnu Shankar Jain, please respond to SP spokesperson.
First of all, Rahul, I would like to tell you that the Honorable Civil Judge Senior Division Chandosi had passed an order under the provisions of Order 26 Rule 9 of the CPC, and they are absolutely incorrect on law as well as on facts to say that they were not heard, the Masjid Committee was not heard, and there is a mandatory requirement under the law for them to be heard. There is no mandatory requirement under Order 26 Rule 9 when the court is appointing an advocate commissioner for any party to be heard. And Gyanvapi is a classic example of it. In Gyanvapi case also, there was a survey commissioner appointed by the court. The Masjid Committee participated during the survey till 16th of May. And in this case, Rahul, please see the facts. I am telling you a very glaring fact. The Masjid Committee lawyer was served with the petition and the copy of the petition on 19th, and they agreed to participate in the survey. If they had a resistance with the court order, they would have gone to the higher court and said that no, we want to challenge this order. From 19th till this date, when I'm debating with you, they have not challenged the order of 19th of November. Point number 1. Point number 2. When Masjid Committee lawyers and the members of the Masjid Committee agreed to participate in the survey, what was the Samajwadi Party? Just a minute, ma'am. What was the Samajwadi Party MP doing? Why was he interfering in the court's order? Who asked him to enter the mosque premises or the
What were you
disputed
doing,
site?
sir?
Sir, just
What
a minute.
are you doing? What are you
Ma'am, he
doing?
didn't interrupt you, please.
Just
Just
He kept
discuss
quiet.
what
Why are you
happened
interrupting
in
him?
Sambhal.
He never interrupted
Okay,
you.
Now the point is this, Rahul. Can you please listen now? I am asking a question that the administration and the advocate commissioner had decided that 3 lawyers from the mosque committee and 5 members of the mosque committee will be present during the survey. What was the Samajwadi Party MP and the MLA doing when the court's orders were being complied? Under whose how could they enter the premises and dictate terms on the advocate commissioner on us and tell us that please leave the premises, otherwise we will not be able to hold the crowd? You were directly threatening us, and then you come out and give provocative statements in the media.
Jui Singh, response from your side, Jui Singh. Mr. Tripathi is also going to take you on the point that you made about intelligence failure, but please respond to Vishnu Shankar Jain.
Nobody has, Mr. Tripathi should first be responsible for maintaining absolute peace in Sambhal. That is the most essential part. And the Samajwadi Party MP who you have registered a FIR against the government was not even present there. We held a press conference. Our delegation
19th he was
is
present.
going to go there.
On 19th he was present.
DGP, we are also a responsible person. So, sir, we are talking, let's talk about the day all this happened. You can always
on
say that
19th
when
he
you
was
put a
present,
petition,
ma'am. On
somebody
19th
gets
also
you
there was
doing
a
this,
She's saying he wasn't present on the 24th. She's drawing a distinction.
No, that's right. He was not present on 24th, but on 19th also similar incident happened.
I would like to tell him.
1 second, let her finish.
What was
Let her
the
finish.
police force doing? What was your home secretary doing? What was your home minister doing? What was your police commissioner doing? They were actually allowing such things to happen.
So you're justifying rioting, yes?
Untrained, unable to
No,
control.
Miss
They did
Jui
not
Singh,
know.
are you justifying rioting?
They are allowing the rioting to, they are inciting riots, they are
so
allowing
you are
it to
admitting
happen.
that
They
they
are
were
allowing the
rioters,
riots to happen.
they
are
were
responsible
rioters
for
who
these
had
riots.
pre-planned
They are
this.
killing people.
So you are admitting.
Of course
Okay.
a riot happened.
Okay, Tripathi, Mr. Tripathi, आपके खिलाफ
by
आरोप
right was a riot, let Mr. Tripathi also admit, by right was
Okay.
a riot, somebody was a
Okay.
riot.
Okay.
And they allowed it to happen. Their
त्रिपाठी साहब, आपके
administration
खिलाफ
allowed it to happen
आरोप
because
ये
it's
है,
convenient for them.
त्रिपाठी साहब, you are accused, आपके खिलाफ आरोप ये है कि ये इंटेलिजेंस फेलियर था, आपने राइटिंग अलाउ की, विष्णु शंकर जैन जी भी यहाँ हैं, उनके पास में एक दफ़ा और आऊँगा, मगर आपसे सफाई चाहिए। जूही सिंह कहती हैं, दोषी राइटर्स नहीं थे, पुलिस थी, पुलिस ने मर्डर किया, हत्या की।
राहुल जी, मैंने बहुत धैर्य से सभी की बातें सुनी और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि मुझे भी अपनी बात रखने का मौका बहुत धैर्य से दिया जाए। अब देखिए, किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी की 2, 4, 10 वोटों के लिए क्या मजबूरी हो जाती है, तुष्टीकरण के लिए क्या मजबूरी हो जाती है कि कोई पार्टी जाके दंगाइयों के चरणों में लेटती है किस प्रकार से, ये आपके डिबेट में राहुल जी नजर आ, और किस प्रकार से उन लोगों को डिफेंड करने की कोशिश करता है एक राजनीतिक दल। जो लोग हाथों में हथियार लेकर, जो लोग हाथों में एसिड की बोतल लेके, जो लोग पत्थर लेकर आए, पुलिस पर सीधे गोलियां दागे, उनको डिफेंड कर रहे हैं, उनका बचाव कर रहे हैं। आज मैं एक सीओ की बाइट सुन रहा था, डिप्टी एसपी की, बहुत स्पष्ट शब्दों में उसने कहा, और वो बड़े प्लेयर रहे हैं, पुलिस की सेवा कर रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं क्या पुलिस के लोग मरने के लिए हैं? तो दरअसल समाजवादी पार्टी की नजर में पुलिस और प्रशासन के लोग मरने के लिए ही हैं। जवाहरबाग की घटना उत्तर प्रदेश में हुई थी, जिसमें हमारे एक जाबाज डिप्टी एसपी शहीद हुए थे, एक इंस्पेक्टर शहीद हुए थे, समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार, अगर आपको याद हो तो। आज की तारीख में जब ये पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट में क्लियर हो चुका है, सारे डॉक्टर देखिए बीच में फिर आ गए,
थोड़ा जिम्मेदारी ले लो,
आप बीच में बौखलाइए मत, राहुल भाई को
थोड़ा जिम्मेदारी ले लो ना।
Miss Singh, let him finish, please. He didn't interfere. He didn't interrupt. You made accusations. He did not interrupt you. I'll give you an opportunity, ma'am. I'll give you an opportunity.
जवाहरबाग में
I'll give you an opportunity.
Here's the debate to Sambhal. It is very important.
Ma'am, I will give you an opportunity to respond. Can you please allow him to finish his point? Don't make me scream and shout. I'm not that type of anchor. Go and sit on another channel where you like all this shouting and screaming.
Of course.
Please, I'm putting it down.
यहाँ राहुल जी एंकर हैं, आप एंकर नहीं, आप शो को तय नहीं करेंगे, मुझे क्या बोलना है ये आप नहीं तय करेंगे।
आप बोलिए, फिनिश कीजिए अपना पॉइंट।
जवाहरबाग की घटना पे आपको क्यों तकलीफ होती है भाई? आपके अधिकारी मारे गए, आपकी सरकार में आप छात्र तक नहीं गए, और यहाँ पुलिस के लोग किस प्रकार से अपनी जान पर खेल के, उनकी प्रशंसा होनी चाहिए, उनके ऊपर फायरिंग हो रही है, उनको पथराव हो रहा है, उनको गोली मारी जा रही है सीधे, और दंगाइयों के साथ समाजवादी पार्टी खड़ी है। लेकिन राहुल भाई 10 सेकंड, राहुल जी 10 सेकंड, आप जरा सीक्वेंस समझिएगा, 10 सेकंड मुझे दीजिएगा। 19 तारीख को सर्वे होता है, 20 तारीख को कुंदरकी में चुनाव है, कुछ नहीं होता। हिंदू मुस्लिम सौहार्द है, कहीं कोई विवाद नहीं होता, कहीं कुछ नहीं होता। 20 तारीख को चुनाव होता है, समाजवादी पार्टी मुस्लिम बूथों पर बुरी तरह हारती है, इनके कैंडिडेट बुरी तरह हारते हैं मुस्लिम बूथों पर, वहां से भारतीय जनता पार्टी को प्रचंड वोट मिलता है, यानी मुस्लिम बूथों पर भाजपा जीतती है। समाजवादी पार्टी को लगता है कि हमारा जनाधार खत्म। मुस्लिम भी समझ गए कि आपको वोट बैंक के तौर पर यूज किया, और जब 23 तारीख को चुनाव परिणाम आते हैं, 24 तारीख को दोबारा सर्वे होता है, तो इस प्रकार से प्रोवोकेशन होता है, दंगे कराए जाते हैं। यानी जो लोग हारे मुस्लिम बूथों पर, इनकी पार्टी हारी, समाजवादी पार्टी हारी, वहीं के सिटिंग एमएलए थे जो सांसद हैं, इनकी सिटिंग सीट थी, समाजवादी पार्टी की सीट थी, लेकिन मुसलमानों ने वोट दे दिया। ये बात बर्दाश्त नहीं हुई समाजवादी पार्टी को, इन्होंने दंगे कराए।
Okay, Juhi Singh, and I want to bring in Vishnu Jain against Vivek Srivastava right after. Yes, Miss Singh, Miss Juhi Singh. Miss Juhi Singh, is this what is happening? Rattled by the losses in Kundarki, you decided to once again create the demon of the BJP by suggesting that Yogi and his government are against Muslims. That's really what happened? Is that what happened, ma'am? What do you explain this? No, can you explain this to me? This shooting.
I'll explain. First of all, Mr. Tripathi brought in Kundarki, I didn't. Second is, are they so inefficient, so unable, so, let's say, nalayak to maintain the law and order in UP? They are saying that Samajwadi Party can incite the rioters, create such a riot, get Muslims killed. Mr. Tripathi should take responsibility. He can revisit any other incident, but today, Sambhal is a very sensitive matter. Our delegation is going to go there because we are.
They are going to go there again, viewers.
That is the most important.
That's what they are saying.
The government is responsible.
Miss Singh is saying they're going to go there again. Now remember, viewers, Muzaffarnagar saw riots.
Yes.
Muzaffarnagar saw riots under the Akhilesh dispensation. Viewers, was that also a security failure, intelligence failure, and should Akhilesh have quit office at that time? That is a question they will not answer. So viewers, their logic is throw everything at the state, shoot the state, attack the state, prevent the court. But wow, that is allowed. That is allowed. That is allowed. This is their logic, viewers.
Oh yes.
They are not going to tell these people who shot police officers, who threw stones, who threw acid bottles, that look, you are going against the constitutional scheme of things. No. They are blaming the state. That is the victim here. Viewers, this is the warped logic. Anyhow, I leave it to you. I leave it to you to think about this, viewers. But I want to bring in Vishnu Shankar Jain as well as left leader Mr. Vivek Srivastava. Mr. Vivek Srivastava, the man on your screens, Vishnu Shankar Jain, has had death threats. Okay, has had death threats because of this false representation of facts, selective leaked videos, cut, spliced to project an alternative reality. Are you going to be responsible if someone attacks Vishnu Shankar Jain, harms him or his family? Will you take responsibility?
No, in fact, I like Vishnu a lot, a very intelligent man. A very
Do you think this should have happened to him?
I met him a couple of times.
Do you think he should have been misrepresented and made into a
villain?
villain?
Happened to him. No. But
what?
But my second question is, Vishnu, take some other cases, yaar. Why are you playing mischief?
Why?
अरे यार तुम्हें सारी
Did you ever tell Mr. Sambhal to not to take? Did you ever tell Mr. Sambhal not to take the Ayodhya case?
सुनिए एक मिनट
Why are you left?
Mischievous हो गए
Let you become right.
आप सुनिए
I'm also giving you advice. मैं आपको अच्छी advice दे रहा हूँ.
No.
आप left क्यों बैठते हैं? आप right
Then you
बैठिए
should
ना.
admit that you are not just a lawyer, you are a right
No, I'm telling you. I'm saying you become right.
फिर आप मत छुपाइए उसको.
मैं admit कर रहा हूँ.
I am a leftist. मैं तो लाल सलाम बोलता हूँ. फिर आप खुल के बोलिए ना कि आप जय श्री राम वाली पलटन लेके पहुंचे थे. आप दोनों में से एक चीज बोलो ना.
नहीं गलत बात नहीं सर.
आप न्यूट्रल.
मैं जय श्री राम के स्लोगन लगा के नहीं गया.
होल्ड ऑन विष्णु. ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज सर मेरी बात सुनिए 10 सेकंड. या तो आप बोलिए आप न्यूट्रल वकील हैं.
अच्छा आप बात कर लीजिए. आप बोल लीजिए तब
क्योंकि कम से कम आप अपनी आइडेंटिटी तो क्लियर करिए ना सर. अगर मैं
अच्छे से क्लियर कर देता हूं. पूरे देश को क्लियर है, आपको भी क्लियर कर देता हूं.
सर सुन लीजिए सर. 10 सेकंड दे दीजिए सर. ये इससे जनता को भी समझ आ जाएगा. या तो आप बोलिए आप एक अच्छे वकील हैं, आपको ये इश्यू में इंटरेस्ट था तो आप वहां पे गए. दूसरी बात आप बोलिए कि नहीं साहब मैं एक राइट विंग एक्टिविस्ट हूं, वकील भी हूं, तो मैं तो ऐसे केसेस लड़ूंगा, ये मेरी ड्यूटी है, मैं ये फील करता हूं. तो आप दो में से एक बोलिए ना सर। और फिर आपके साथ जो भीड़, आपने कहा था कि मैं जा रहा था तब नारे नहीं लगे, जब मैं वापस आ रहा था तब जय श्री राम।
लिसन टू द लॉजिक हियर व्यूअर्स, रिप्रेजेंटिंग द हिंदू कम्युनिटी, representing the Hindu community is a crime. In the mind's eye of Mr. Srivastava, representing the Hindu community and their interests is a crime.
Who are you, Mr. Srivastava, to give me an advice that what cases I should take up or what cases should I not take up? Just a minute, sir. Now you have had your turn. Now let me speak.
All over the world, and we are
getting
a bad
name. To tell me a person who is sitting here and saying Lal Salam, he is giving me advice what take to case, what case to take and what case not to take. Who are you, sir? It's my professional duty. Just a minute, sir. मैं जिसको represent करना चाहूँगा मैं उसको करूँगा. मैं नहीं रिप्रेजेंट करूंगा कसाब को, मैं नहीं रिप्रेजेंट करूंगा जो इस देश में विघटनकारी शक्ति है. मैं अपने देश अपने धर्म के लिए खड़ा रहूंगा, अपने राष्ट्र के लिए खड़ा रहूंगा. आप कौन होते हैं? Who are you to tell me what cases to take and what cases not to take? You are nobody, sir.
Of course I will say. अगर मेरे देश के अंदर लड़ाई झगड़ा होगा और आप उसके लिए रिस्पांसिबल होंगे, मैं बोलूंगा. मैं बिल्कुल बोलूंगा इस बात को. आप न्यूट्रल वकील नहीं है.
I had filed a case in the court.
मैं कोर्ट में आप एलिगेशन लगा रहा हूं.
Who are you?
मैं आप एलिगेशन लगा रहा हूं.
आप पे क्यों एलिगेशन लगा रहे हो?
Okay.
मैं
Let me just step in here.
Audit survey. Who are you? How should I clarify it to you? And I'm saying Jai Shri Ram. That time says Jai Shri Ram. I'm saying that time says Jai Shri Ram.
कोर्ट ने भीड़ लेकर के आना भी नहीं कहा.
Just a minute. Let's stop. He's saying, one second, viewers. One second.
Mr. Srivastava.
Just one second.
पूरे कमीशन में कहीं जय श्री राम का नारा नहीं लगाया.
Just one second. Lower the feet. One second. Viewers, I just want to come in here. Look, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of fury, but I want you to know one thing. Vivek Srivastava is misrepresenting a fact. Mr. Vishnu Shankar Jain did not go in some massive grouping leading BJP leaders and saffron-clad leaders. You can see him there. He's been escorted by the police. There are legal officers behind him also from the other side. Let's play those pictures. This is the lane that takes you right into the masjid complex.
The district magistrate is there, the SP is there.
The SP is there, the representatives are there. There are no saffron waving.
How can you be so irresponsible, Mr. Srivastava?
Saffron waving, Jai Shri Ram chanting, BJP karyakartas or RSS karyakartas or anyone from the right-wing viewers. This is an area which has been sanitized. There's a cordon sanitaire that has been created. You can see this. These are the pictures of that particular day, which was the 24th, which was a Sunday. You can see, viewers, all this area has been cleared out. Those shops are shut. There are a few locals there who are being pushed back. There's a whole deployment of police right up till the gates of the masjid. Do you see anyone from the BJP there, viewers, shouting Jai Shri Ram? And I can even lower. Let's raise the volume on these pictures if possible. If possible, let's listen. There you are, viewers. You can hear motorbikes, you can hear the drone of engines, but you cannot hear Jai Shri Ram. This has been an absolute frivolous and scurrilous lie. And today, just like Nupur Sharma was, viewers, singled out by a particular ecosystem, demonized, villainized, Vishnu Shankar is going through that. Now you tell me, viewers, tomorrow if something happens to Vishnu Shankar Jain, will anybody of these Samajwadi Party leaders, Congress leaders who've come out and AIMM leaders who have come out and said these nasty, baseless things, will they take responsibility? That's the fundamental question, Vivek Srivastava. I want to ask you, you've seen the footage. I've also tweeted it. We were the first channel to access this footage. Can you show me Jai Shri Ram?
Yes,
can you show me anything that substantiates the charge that you were making?
Yes, let me speak. Let me speak. Please let me speak. I was with Vishnu on another interaction and Vishnu said when I was going there were no slogans. That is a lie, but when I was coming back, वो slogans उस time के थे, वो clip दिखाई गई है. लेकिन अगर slogans लगे हैं, if people have been doing it, why were those guys a part of that? और slogans क्यों हो रहे थे विष्णु? आप जाइए ना वकील की तरह, आप कोर्ट की गरिमा को रखिए. आप वकील हैं.
Excuse me. Let him respond to you.
When you start, when sloganeering starts and UP police,
you don't understand anything.
Vishnu,
just a minute, Rahul, can I clarify now?
Yes, clarify.
Now, चारों तरफ से, now Rahul, from all the four sides, पत्थर चल रहे, आगजनी चल रही है, बड़ी मुश्किल से आई एम बीइंग एस्कॉर्टेड टू द कोतवाली पुलिस स्टेशन. विवेक श्रीवास्तव वांट्स मी कि जब जय श्री राम के नारे लग रहे हैं मैं लोगों को रोकूं कि नारे क्यों लगा रहे हो? How irresponsible can you be? I have been asked by
So what you are saying, Vishnuji, what you are saying, one minute, what you are saying, Vishnu Shankar Jain is, 1 second, Mr. Srivastava, 1 second, no one is here. Viewers, let me just clarify with Vishnu Shankar Jain. So we are talking about two different times in the day. The pictures that we saw of Vishnu Shankar Jain, let's go back to those pictures, Director Saab. Those pictures, viewers, are of Vishnu Shankar Jain at 7 in the morning going in to this mosque where the survey was to be conducted. For 4 hours, that survey was conducted. Then, viewers, he comes out. When he comes out, he finds that he is caught in the middle of a complete riot and he has to be escorted out by the police. There are some Hindus there. By then, the atmosphere is charged. 4 hours have passed. Outside, mayhem is happening. Stones are being thrown. You can see those pictures in the lane, that same lane right behind the mosque. There is Vishnu Shankar Jain now coming out. And at that time, things are so charged, all sorts of communal slogans are being shouted, and Vishnu Shankar Jain is being held responsible. So, Mr. Vishnu Shankar Jain, there are two visuals.
Now, Rahul, at any point of time, I could have been killed there. It was a very tense situation. 25,000 to 30,000 people were there. They were throwing stones. They were torching the cars. They were beating the policemen. The police force was resisting them. At that point of time, the circle officer asked me कि सर आप यहाँ से निकल जाओ. यहाँ पे ये सेफ पैसेज है और आप तुरंत पुलिस स्टेशन जाना. यहाँ पे आप कोई बाइट भी मत देना. मैंने एक शब्द नहीं बोला राहुल. From the disputed area, I immediately went to the Kotwali police station and I have just given one line bite that the survey is complete. This is the only thing I've done. इसको आप कितना झूठ बोल सकते हो सर? मिस्टर श्रीवास्तव, how can you be so irresponsible? आप चाहते हो कि जब राइट की सिचुएशन चल रही है, वहाँ पे पत्थर चल रहे हैं, 1 मिनट तक वहाँ पे पत्थर चल रहे हैं, तो मुझे लोगों को बैठ के उसे वहाँ पे डायलॉग करना चाहिए.
लेकिन आप कम से कम उन नारे लोगों वालों को जस्टिफाई तो मत करो. आप भी कर रहे हो जस्टिफाई, तो राहुल भी कर रहे हैं बैठ करके.
राहुल
नारे लगाने का क्या मतलब है?
जब राइट सिचुएशन चल रही है, मुझे वहाँ पे लोगों से डायलॉग करना चाहिए अगेंस्ट द ऑर्डर्स ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन.
अरे भाई, आप नहीं करोगे. वहां जो पुलिस थी उसने उन नारे लगाने.
Wait a minute, viewers, I want to ask you, viewers, I want to ask you a question, and let's get into this. Since I'm being asked that I'm rationalizing things, even for a moment, if supposing some people say Jai Shri Ram, is that a terror slogan, viewers? Should one community...
They were using
No, 1 second, just 1 second, Vivek Srivastava, just keep quiet. I'm not asking you. I'm asking the viewer to think about it. Lower the faders. I'm not getting into a slanging match with anybody here. Viewers, just imagine this. Even if some people feeling threatened start shouting Jai Shri Ram, is that some sort of a abuse? Viewers, that the other side has to get so incited that they throw stones, that they try and kill somebody, shoot at the police. Is Jai Shri Ram now, viewers, in this country, has this become a communal invocation? Think about it. And also then ask yourself, if Jai Shri Ram is such a objectionable slogan, why are certain prayers, certain slogans, which say that there is only one God and no other, why should they be blared forth 5 times a day? I want to ask you, viewers, think about it. Someone tomorrow will say that is objectionable because as multiculturalists, multi-religionists, as people who don't believe in monotheism, this is objectionable to us. Should we shut them down, these slogans, viewers? This is a bizarre response. This is a bizarre response and a bizarre attempt at shifting the goalpost to justify hooliganism, a Islamist street veto. And it happened, viewers, let me tell you, in the streets of Delhi in 2020, in Shaheen Bagh, where people railed against the system, chanted religious slogans, but that was seen as Gandhigiri, viewers. The Supreme Court struck down that entire protest as illegal. Today, policemen are being killed, shot at, attacked, and they are being painted as the villains. Viewers, you think about it. You think about what is going on today in Uttar Pradesh and the political parties that are trying to extract political mileage out of this. the damage that is being done to the social fabric of this country, let alone democracy and the rule of law. Think about it, viewers. I want to move on because there is a story that we need to concern ourselves with, and this story comes from Bangladesh, viewers, where the situation is out of control. Dhaka has gone rogue, viewers, rogue. It is now openly carrying out its agenda to denigrate Hindus. To the left of your screens, right in the middle, slogans are being chanted in the streets calling for the extermination of Hindus. The attempt is to reduce Hindus to the status of second-class citizens. The Bangladesh government has not only arbitrarily jailed Iskcon priest Chinmoy Das, who's in the middle of your screens, there he is in the jail van, but has also now called for a ban on Iskcon, outlandishly linking it to terrorism. Viewers, Bangladesh Attorney General MD Asaduzzaman made an application in the High Court today calling for a ban on Iskcon. He called Iskcon Court a religious fundamentalist group. In court, he went on to say there are attempts to destabilize the country. The government is dealing with a worrying situation by building national unity. The government has started the process of discussions with political parties on recent issues, unquote. Viewers, that the fate of Hindus in Bangladesh is sealed became clear a few months ago when anti-India baiter, highly bigoted Mufti Jashimuddin Rahmani, chief of the Ansar-Ullah Bangla team or ABT as it's called, an Al-Qaeda inspired terrorist, was freed from jail by Yunus. You can see those pictures to the right of your screens. There he is, coming out in a police escort with, viewers, a loudspeaker in hand. Rahmani received a hero's welcome and state escort he was given when he was released from jail by the interim administration in Bangladesh. He was even allowed to give a victory speech. The pseudo-liberal ecosystem was celebrating people's power in Bangladesh, but, quote, revolutionaries, unquote, have fished out Islamist hate from their hat of possibilities. The interim government in Dhaka, led by Muhammad Yunus, is an agglomeration of technocrats and Islamists. At its core is the Hifazat-e-Islam, the HEI, a group that makes no secret of its disdain for progressive secular liberalism. It is an intensely conservative organization that openly canvasses for an Islamic state run on Sharia law. This organization has also decidedly revanchist, if not exclusivist tendencies. Here are some hard facts, and this is part of the government, viewers. The HEI has been linked to attacks on Hindus. HEI has been linked to Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh. Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh has been labelled an undesignated terror group by the US and Canadian courts. Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh is linked to terrorist groups like the JMB and the Houji that carried out terror attacks on our soil in India. Wagged by the Islamist tail, Muhammad Yunus, the interim leader of Bangladesh, is now resisting any pressure from Delhi to protect Hindu lives. Viewers, India wrote a letter to the Bangladesh government saying, please take care of these Hindus. Make sure that the individual that you have jailed is released. And viewers, Dhaka turns around and said the arrest has been misunderstood by some. A fake case has been launched against this man. Why? Because he spoke up for Hindu interests. And viewers, while the West has taken a convenient route of silence, India won't keep quiet. India has raised the concern over safety of minorities with Bangladesh, but Bangladesh's response has raised concerns here in India. The Ministry of External Affairs in India has called the charges leveled against the Hindu monk Chinmoy Prabhu unjustified, but the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Bangladesh in its reply has tried to clarify its action, saying that the arrest has been misunderstood by some. Blindside to the atrocities unfolding against Hindus in their country, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Bangladesh has said that all religions are being protected by the Yunus government. And you saw those pictures, viewers. Is that proof? When India raised the issue of minorities' houses being looted, vandalized and even being set ablaze, Bangladesh government replied the majority and all minorities in the countries have been treated alike. The snub should not surprise anyone, viewers. The Jamaat has been given a free hand. Yunus is sounding like a PR man for radicalism. And I can tell you, since the Jamaat has actually become a force to reckon with in politics, his entire point of view has shifted. So when Jamaat was banned, the same man was saying, are they minorities, not people of this country? This is 10th August 2024. And viewers, when the ban was lifted, he said attacks are political nature and not communal. So at one time he was speaking for Hindu interests. When the Jamaat ban was lifted, he stopped speaking for Hindu interests. He abandoned Hindu interests. Viewers, there are many such examples and this graphic will go on, but I want to open this up and introduce our panelists tonight because the question is very simple. And it's the one that needs to be asked with directness that it deserves. And it's a question, viewers, that we are going to have problems hearing the answers to. But I want to first go across to Radharaman Das, Vice President of Iskcon. Mr. Das, I want to begin by asking you, why do you believe that today the Attorney General of Bangladesh is singling you out as some sort of a terror group? Where is this coming from? And can you give our viewers a small introduction to what Iskcon does? How is it that in every Western country, Iskcon is growing, has chapters, and no one abroad, in Europe, in America, labels you as a terrorist organization? Can you please tell us?
Actually, the whole day what we heard, the whole thing is very shocking. Iskcon being labeled as a terrorist organization. That can be that can be the most ridiculous thing to say. We know that Steve Jobs, in his Stanford University address, he recollected that when he was studying, he used to walk 8 miles and go to Iskcon temple to have a nice meal, nutritious meal. And when he went to the temple, he interacted with devotees there. He read Iskcon literature and he was very much inspired. The Iskcon food nourished his body, and the material which he came through there, the pravachan and the books, that inspired, that nurtured his brain and his intelligence. So Steve Jobs, then Henry Ford, great grandson Alfred Ford, is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, is Iskcon devotee. Then Tulsi Gabbard, she is a grand disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So all around the world we see so many people, they are inspired by Iskcon. In Russia, there are more than 150 centers, Iskcon centers. All over the world, in more than 150 countries, Iskcon temples are there, more than 750, 800 temples all over the world. And millions of people foreigners are connected with Iskcon. Iskcon is famous for its kirtan. We are famous,
okay.
Till date, Iskcon has served more than 8 billion plates of free meal all over the world. And we being labeled as a terrorist organization is the most shocking.
Let me open this up. Shafkat Rabi, Mr. Ayyar Mitra also there with us, and the BJP national spokesperson Pradeep Bhandari. Mr. Rabi, let me ask you, you're a geopolitical columnist. I want to ask you a question. Is it true that the Hifazat-e-Islam is now a part of the government? Is it true?
It is not true. It is absolutely not true. Okay. And there is like one person from an Islamic organization which is part of the government, and that is most likely because just to have diversity. But the current government, if you look at the current government, it is headed by
Yunus. 1 second. Is the Jamaat-e-Islami part of the government or supports the government? Does it support the government? Is the student wing? Is the student wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami part of the government?
They are not part of the government.
No one is part of the government.
There is one Islamic person in the government, like Islamic leader.
Yes.
There is one like a minority person in the government. So they took one person from each segment of the society.
Okay.
There is one Islamic person in the government.
One Islamic person in the government.
Yeah, he's not a major Islamic leader.
No. Are you today misleading 1.3 billion Indians?
Like me, myself?
Yes, sir.
No, I am not. I'm just giving you a factual statement.
Okay.
I just say Jamaat Islam is not part
So
of
viewers,
the
Jamaat
government.
Islami Bangladesh, which props up the government of Mr. Yunus, we are supposed to think is a non-entity in politics in Bangladesh. If that is true, sir, why was the leader, this particular individual called Rahmani, the Ansarul Bangla team, Al-Qaeda inspired terrorists freed from jail by Mr. Yunus? Can you explain?
Yeah, so the history is quite complex on that one. Rahmani went to jail under Sheikh Hasina.
Yes.
And then he served about, I think, 10 plus years in jail.
Okay.
And the only like a verdict that he had was a 5 years jail term, which he served. And this is all under Sheikh Hasina, the government that left Bangladesh in August.
So
Rahmani
Hasina
and some
goes,
other individual.
Hasina goes, and we should release all the terrorists or people linked to
What
Al-Qaeda.
happened, that's what I was saying, it's a complex situation. So
Oh,
there
very
is a
complex
bunch of-
it is. But so easy to come out and say Iskcon should be banned.
Islam
All
will
these
not
other
be banned.
terrorists, all these other
Sir,
terrorists
Islam
are out
will
there.
not be banned.
No, who says?
Iskcon will
Your
not be
Attorney
banned.
General has made a deposition in court, has he not? Or am I lying?
There is one, like a individual went to the court
One individual,
and
viewers.
asked for-
Everyone is an individual, everyone is an exception, everyone is just one person. But you see,
Sir,
1 plus
I'm
1
not
plus
here
1
on
plus
behalf
1
of the
plus 1
government.
makes many, viewers.
Sir, I'm not here.
No,
on
no.
behalf
Are
of
you
the
telling me
government.
that are
I'm
you
an
disowning?
independent
No, no. I'm
person.
not saying that you are. But are you disowning
Yeah.
tonight the Attorney General of Bangladesh, sir?
I am telling you what's going to happen, and you can write
I
it
don't
down
care
on a
about
piece
what's
of paper.
happening. I am saying
Iskcon
on what
will
basis.
not be banned in Bangladesh because the major political parties do not want them banned.
No. 1 second, sir. Major political party, does an Attorney General not represent your government? Yes or no?
The statement that you read from the Attorney General, it was a response to a petition filed by an individual.
Sir, I don't care. He has taken a position. Ban.
He did not.
Ban. Sir, he's made a
He did not.
deposition in court.
He made arguments on both sides of the aisle, and then he concluded saying that this is up to the government to decide.
No, that's
what he
fine.
said, if you read the
An
statement.
Attorney General, a man who represents the interests of the court, of the government, comes out and says it should be banned.
So, sir, do you want to hear analytical response, or do you
No,
want
I don't want to hear.
like
No, hang on. I don't want to hear an apology for an individual who has come out and sought a ban on the
And I'm
Iskcon,
saying
on
that
the
it is
Iskcon,
unlikely to happen
while
because-
terrorists are being released and the Jamaat is running riot and there is visual evidence of atrocities being committed on Hindus, sir.
Yes. Yeah, let's talk about that then.
Yes.
Because those are more factual than what you are saying.
No, I'm only saying that you're releasing these Islamists, and after that there has been an upsurge in attacks on Hindus. What is unfactual about this?
The unfactual part here is that you are missing the background here.
Okay.
Those guys served their term, and there were no new cases filed against them by Hasina. So by the time the Yunus government came, those guys were in jail without any term to serve anymore.
Okay.
There were no new charges.
Right.
That's
so-
why they left.
So release them. Okay. Mr. Iyer, how do you respond to the gentleman and his point of view tonight?
Mohammed Yunus is very good at manipulating the international media. He's been put in his place. Our friend from Bangladesh is absolutely right. There is only one Islamist who's part of the government, other than one more student leader who's made virulently anti-Hindu remarks in the past. So our friend from Bangladesh is right. The problem with Mohammed Yunus is he's a fantastic media manipulator. This is a man who's part of the WEF and George Soros cabal, Hillary Clinton Foundation and things like that. He knows exactly what to say and do in public. Now understand, this is, sure, it is a fault of Sheikh Hasina that a lot of these things were not renewed. But you look at a lot of other people who were let off from government, who were awaiting trials, still awaiting trials, by the way, they were let off, right? Now, this is a government which in its formal response to the MEA has said, we do not interfere in judicial processes. But you can drop charges then, just like you drop the charges with lots of these other guys. Do you know what Swami Chinmoy has been picked up for, Rahul? Do you know what the exact sedition, what the
Yes,
sedition
a
charge was
flag,
brought for?
waving
That
a flag.
even in a meeting,
Yeah.
the saffron flag was higher than the Bangladesh flag. Right? This is the kind of flimsy grounds they are now charging people with. And this is much flimsier than the actual charges that Sheikh Hasina brought against Muhammad Yunus. Okay, number one. Number two, what has ended up happening is when they say they don't interfere in judicial processes, how many videos have we seen of protests against judges and things like that? His own members of ministry coming out and saying judges appointed by Sheikh Hasina should resign and things like that. Today, the Attorney General, see, this ban, not ban, our friend from Bangladesh is right. He's actually concluded saying that these are the arguments made by left and right. This is something for the government to decide. But in his description of Iskcon, he's called it an extreme fundamentalist organization. From what angle is Iskcon extreme fundamentalist? The only thing they're fundamentalist about is their vegetarianism. Do you even call that fundamentalism? Being extreme in not killing something is fundamentalism, is it? So, understand, they are actually, Muhammad Yunus is one of those very, very insidious, crooked creatures who knows how to navigate the world of Western NGOs, tick all the right boxes, use lawfare the right way. But he is a man who owes his political power to the Jamaat-e-Islami. The student protests were just a front. It was the Jamaat-e-Islami manipulating those protests through and through. They are in a very angry mode because in a way the army denied them the power that they wanted to get through this thing. Possibly in putting the students in front, they lost out their attempt at grabbing power. And remember, the Jamaat-e-Islami is particularly obscurantist. They are also anti-Bengali. We need to remember this. This is the party of Razakars that was helping the Pakistan army kill Bengalis.
Yes.
Right? And
that's why I said they were revanchists.
They have an interest in aggravating things. The problem is because Muhammad Yunus is so indebted to them. And he is, one of those typical, generally if you win the Nobel Prize, Rahul, this is something we need to clarify pretty well. All Nobel Prizes today are concerted PR campaigns.
That might be so, but you see, my problem is today, there is a situation, I want to bring in Mr. Pradeep Bhandari also. There is a situation where Bangladesh seems to have turned a deaf ear. You have columnists and commentators like Mr. Rabi who come out and say that, listen, you're just making a lot out of nothing.
Well, Rahul, just because radicalization has a moderate phase, that does not mean that radicalization is justified. What we're seeing in Bangladesh is deeply concerning. Sweden Islam was a terrorist, Abbas Ali is a terrorist, Imalum Islam is a terrorist. So yes, there are series of incidents when terrorists have been freed by the current administration, which is deeply concerning. Now on the part, I'll just draw a parallel in the next 1.5 minutes on what the current administration is thinking of banning. Well, Iskcon, as for what we are aware, operates more than 900 temples across the world, is operative in 100 countries. It serves 2 million meals a day. It is followed by world leaders from Trump to Obama to Tulsi Gabbard. Till now, Iskcon has served more than 4 billion meals. Are you telling me that an organization which protects Hindu rights is a terrorist organization? Well, I'll tell you what a terrorist organization is. Well, a terrorist organization, which a lot of people say is a Jamaat-e-Islami, which is a part right now supportive of the government, which was founded in 1941 by Sayyid Abul Allah, whose ideology preaches extremism, who believes that anybody who does not agree with their ideology, they should be eliminated anywhere across the world, who believes in takfirism, which means that extreme form of violence is justified in society. And this is what we are seeing in Bangladesh. It worries me, and I do hope that the administration in Bangladesh pays heed to it, because you remember what happened in Chittagong, Rahul, where as per media reports, you had armed forces going and abducting Hindu men. So the question here is that is there state-sponsored terror happening against the Hindu men and women in Bangladesh?
Mr.
And
Chandra,
if that is so, then this is religious extremism.
August 31st, Mr. Chandra, there's a meeting between the interim government's chief advisor Muhammad Yunus and Hifazat-e-Islam leader Manmul Haq. Those meetings are not anti Bangladesh, but Iskcon is. Can you hear me, Mr. Chandrak? Would you like to respond? Can you hear me? Okay, I don't think you can hear me. Let me bring in the geopolitical correspondent. Let me bring him in, Mr. Rabi. I want to ask you, Muhammad Yunus meets Hifazat-e-Islam leader Manmool Haq in Dhaka. We all know the Hifazat-e-Islam. This is like, you know, the Prime Minister of Pakistan meeting with the Al-Qaeda chief. How would that have gone down in the international community, in India, in any other country of the world? You tell me.
Yeah, one thing I would start saying though, the Bangladesh chapter of Iskcon has issued a statement. I do not think you guys read it. It came out today and they disassociated themselves with Prabhu Chinmoy. So go ahead and read prothomalo.com and read the news on it. So Iskcon already disowned.
Let me ask the Vice President, have you disassociated yourself from Mr. Das?
No, actually, Chinmoy Krishna Das is Iskcon devotee, but he doesn't hold any position like that. So that, I think, that has been clarified.
Oh, that's all that has been clarified. So he's a
Not
devotee.
only that.
No, 1 second. He's a
Read
devotee.
the statement.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to read the statement. I'm not saying anything.
No,
Just
what
go
is the
ahead and read
statement? Radharam Das, have you disassociated yourself with Mr. Chinmay, the monk?
The movement, they disassociated with the movement of Chinmoy. That's what they did.
No, the movement, like the Chinmoy Krishna Das is leading the movement. So that movement is different, and he is member of Iskcon. That is two
charges
different
against a Hindu minority monk.
Yeah.
The question is, Shafiq, how does it justify a sedition charge against a Hindu minority monk?
Yeah, the charge is totally unsubstantiated. It's a bad charge.
It's a bad charge. So why would a bad charge be applied? That is the question, Mr. Habi.
So I agree with that statement.
Okay, I'll tell you why, viewers. It's very simple. You see, we have come now to the point at the end of this conversation where we have now got out of the Bangladesh guest that this was a bad charge, bad in law. The reason is, viewers, because, as I told you, Muhammad Yunus is hobnobbing with Islamist exclusivists who want to build a caliphate in Bangladesh. They want to break away from the vision of Mujibur Rahman. They don't want Bangladesh to exist as a nation that upholds secular values. So all these Islamists are telling Yunus, shut down everybody else. Is it a fact, Mr. Habi? Is it a fact?
Yeah.
Is this a fact? Okay. Viewers, is this a fact, Mr. Habi?
He's just lied on the show. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
He's just lied on your show. The Iskcon Bangladesh chapter denounces arrest of Chinmoy Krishna Das, calls for peaceful coexistence.
Okay, there you go. That's just been put out. That's just come out a short while back.
Yes.
Viewers, anyhow, look, the point is, viewers, the point is, Hindus are going to have a terrible time in Bangladesh. And it now devolves upon our government to step in forcefully. And here is a plea that goes out from this show to the government to take action. And tomorrow we will be looking into what steps the government can take. Take a short break, viewers. The Vantage coming up with Palki Sharma.
और आगे की यात्रा की बेहतर योजना बनाने के अवसर प्रदान करते हैं। ऐसे समारोह हमारी एकता को मजबूत बताने की तथा ये दर्शाते हैं कि राष्ट्रीय लक्ष्यों को प्राप्त करने के प्रयासों में हम सब एक साथ हैं। हमारे स्वाधीनता संग्राम के दौरान अनेक महान विभूतियों ने हमारे राष्ट्रीय आदर्शों को रेखांकित किया था। हमारी संविधान सभा में हमारे देश की विविधता को अभिव्यक्ति मिली थी। संविधान सभा में सभी प्रांतों और क्षेत्र के प्रतिनिधियों की उपस्थिति से अखिल भारतीय चेतना को शोर मिला था। संविधान सभा के वाद विवाद तथा सदस्यों के संबोधनों में हमें संविधान निर्माण की प्रक्रिया के साथ साथ अपने देश के बारे में गहरी जानकारी प्राप्त होती है। आज जिन पुस्तकों का विमोचन किया गया तथा जो शॉर्ट फिल्म्स दिखाई गई उनमें लोगों को हमारे संविधान निर्माण के गौरवशाली इतिहास का परिचय प्राप्त होगा। एक अर्थ में भारत का संविधान कुछ महानतम मेधावी लोगों द्वारा लगभग 3 वर्षों के विचार विमर्श का परिणाम था, लेकिन सही अर्थ में ये हमारे लंबे स्वाधीनता संग्राम का परिणाम था। उस अतुलनीय राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन के आदर्शों को संविधान में अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण स्थान दिया गया। उन आदर्शों को सुस्पष्ट और संक्षिप्त रूप से संविधान की प्रस्तावना में व्यक्त किया गया है। ये आदर्श है न्याय, स्वतंत्रता, समता और बंधुता। ये आदर्श सदियों से भारत को परिभाषित करते हैं। संविधान की प्रस्तावना में उल्लिखित आदर्श एक दूसरे के पूरक है। समग्र रूप से ये सभी आदर्श ऐसा वातावरण उपलब्ध कराते हैं जिसमें हम नागरिक को फूलते फलते समाज में योगदान देने तथा साथी नागरिकों की मदद करने का अवसर मिलता है। माननीय संसदगण, संविधान की भावना के अनुसार कार्यपालिका, विधायिका और न्यायपालिका का ये दायित्व है कि वे सामान्य लोगों के जीवन को सुगम बनाने के लिए मिलजुल कर काम करें। संसद द्वारा पारित किए गए अनेक अधिनियमों से जौन आकांक्षाओं को अभिव्यक्ति मिली है। देश के आर्थिक एकीकरण के लिए स्वतंत्रता के बाद का सबसे बड़ा टैक्स सुधार गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज टैक्स को के रूप में किया गया है। वर्ष 2018 में राष्ट्रीय पिछड़ा वर्ग आयोग को संवैधानिक दर्जा प्रदान किया गया है। वुमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट की सोच को यथार्थ रूप देना सामाजिक न्याय के संवैधानिक आदर्शों को प्राप्त करने के लिए अनिवार्य है। नारी शक्ति बंधन अधिनियम द्वारा हमारे लोकतंत्र में महिला सशक्तिकरण के एक नए युग की शुरुआत की गई है। दंड के स्थान पर न्याय तथा अपराध के स्थान पर सुरक्षा की भावना पर आधारित भारतीय न्याय संहिता, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता और भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम को पारित करके सांसदों ने आधुनिक सोच को अपनाने का प्रभावशाली परिचय दिया है। ऐसे अनेक अधिनियमों को पारित करने के लिए मैं सभी सांसदों की सराहना करती हूँ। पिछले कुछ वर्षों के दौरान सरकार ने समाज के सभी वर्गों, विशेषकर कमजोर वर्गों के लोगों के विकास के लिए अनेक कदम उठाए हैं। ऐसे निर्णयों से लोगों का जीवन बेहतर हुआ है तथा उन्हें प्रगति के नए अवसर मिल रहे हैं। गरीब लोगों का अपना पक्का घर मिल रहा है, बिजली, पानी, सड़क की सुविधा मिल रही है, खाद्य सुरक्षा और चिकित्सा सेवाएं मिल रही है। देश में बड़े पैमाने पर विश्व स्तर का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाया जा रहा है। समग्र और समावेशी विकास के ऐसे अनेक
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. We begin with Bangladesh again, where things are going from bad to worse. After jailing a Hindu priest on charges of sedition, Dhaka now wants to ban Iskcon.